I see you from my body, you dey check your body. I know say you go like to make money to impress your baby plus all of your family. There is no film trick involved inside. Reality, my brother, is the way that we ride. If I tell you say easy on a setup, so now all you got to do is brace up and get up. For what you believe in, stand up. If it seems like you're sleeping, rise up. You got to fight for yourself before you find yourself by yourself with your hands up. You gotta be strong, you gotta hold on, you gotta keeping on. You got to realize it is all man for himself. That's why I say,
they happen. Nothing they happen. Oh yeah, now continue.
Nothing they happen.
My favorite line from that song is nobody want die, but they want go heaven. So it's a good place to start the conversation now because everybody is holy before God. Everybody is doing the right thing. But you don't want to take the direct route to heaven. The easiest way to do is to buy now, right? But nobody want die. Even they say Baba no go die until Toba Darugbo. Even old people, they still want to rock on this earth. Yeah. Have you seen an old person that is wearing Gucci, wearing all the designers, chopping the life of their heads? They don't want to go because this is where the enjoyment is now, because nobody has ever been on the other side. You cannot tell us, oh, will you recognize each other when you die? I had that morbid conversation recently and I was asking that, is there marriage in heaven? Will children know their parents in heaven? It's 14 minutes gone past midday. Good afternoon. How's your day going? The week is winding down. I can't believe today's Thursday because a month ago everything was elections are coming. Election is coming. 25th of February. You know, it was everywhere. In fact, all the news updates in every news outlet you can imagine. INEC said. Professor Mahmoud Yakubu announced something. You know, so that was the gist. And then the elections came this past Saturday.
The election is still trending, though.
It is still trending, especially because of the fact that there are aggrieved parties. And in these elections, everyone say no victor, no vanquished, because all of them got 12 seats. So you hear all sorts of arguments, you know, left, right, and center. So, but that's not the topic of conversation this time around. Our own idea on perspectives this afternoon is to do something light. We have to be the bridge, right? We have to be the peacemakers, whether we like the outcome or not. You know how they say broadcasters, whether the house, something is happening, you have to come on air and do the right thing. So I'm joined on Perspective this afternoon. They don't come back. I told you last week I'll drag them back. I told you I'll drag them back now. I was going to say maybe next week, but I'm glad that all of them in the building. So one by one. From my Apalafia.
Hello, it's your girl Michelle.
Yeah, baby.
Meet you in the building.
Yay! So Gen Z, no, this is Gen Alpha.
God.
Calm down. Oh yeah, Angia, Magagia. One of these days I'll pierce my nose so you leave me to do it.
This is JMK.
Hi JMK, glad to have you back.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, landlady.
Yes, so this is Mooner. It's Muna, but
Muna that cannot see. Her glasses are broken, so she's
I'm so sad.
Don't worry, it's all add up, Jared. So it's good to have you guys back. You've been away for like what, a week? The election, preparing. What happened in your own area? Can you give me updates? What happened? You don't want to talk about what happened in your area? No, you don't want to. We heard you say you didn't vote. So, but it's okay. So even if you, in particular, Muna, did not vote this time around, a lot of young people came out to vote.
Yes,
and because as opposed to before, they say young people don't vote in Nigeria, especially people, all of them have gone to school. It is on election day they wash their clothes. Then they sit there at home. So you represented that one. Thank you very much. I know you did not vote.
Likewise, me.
You see what I'm saying? You,
How? Are you serious?
Alright, so let me make you worse. I did not vote.
Well, at least you were there. You were there.
I saw my fellow Nigerians. They all came out to vote. So it was a beautiful turnout. See, but don't feel bad about this election. Don't feel bad that one person won, and don't see it as one person won and another person did not win. See it as a win for Nigeria. Whoever is in power. You know why? It's good. It's when you see the bad, you know how to fix it now. I mean, you see the gaps. And so we have another 4 years. So start thinking, what are the loopholes? What can we do right? I guess that's how I want to see it. I don't want to be
That's the best way to see it. What else can you do?
Because I heard one man on TV this morning saying that this court process is what he's afraid of. He said that because it will give him high blood pressure if the court say no.
Yeah,
Do you understand? So we should not be too emotionally involved. all WhatsApp. For the first time in my life, I'm active on WhatsApp because as someone, I've been dispelling a lot of fake news, and I think that's what we should encourage as well. When someone puts out a video, we should try and say, this is the real thing and this is not the real thing. It helps, and it helps us to be better as well, even in Nigeria. I think I really want to see the big picture. Michelle, you're just looking at me. I say, what is she? She's just theorizing and philosophizing. But tell me, what's your own perception of this whole thing? That was my own opinion. I would really like to hear back from you.
Like of the election as a whole.
Yes, Nigeria, the temperature right now.
Okay.
Fred thinks the temperature is boiling. But I don't want to see it like that. What do you think?
Okay, so like you said, let's not feel like one party won and the others did not win, because the energy put in this election for me is a step in the right direction. So even if the outcome did not favor some people, I feel like the political empathy, like the energy, is a step in the right direction, like I said. So now we know that politically everybody is getting involved. Everybody is saying, okay, this is our country. So I just choose to see it that way and just choose to look at the bright side. Honestly.
I like that. Jumoke, thoughts? I know you don't like politics, but this is not politics. This is Nigeria. Is there a particular reason you don't like to talk about stuff like this?
I don't really like.
Why? No, seriously. I really like to know that why.
Me naturally, I don't like politics.
Okay.
I don't like anybody involved in politics because I believe it's a dirty game.
Okay.
I believe it's not real. If you are this type of if you are this kind of person who is faithful, who is very close to God, getting yourself involved in politics, it will take you back.
You go stain your white.
Yes. If you wear pure white, you go turn to make color.
Like your trousers.
So you see, okay.
No, but right now, unlike this year election, is motivating.
That's what I want to hear.
Okay, it's fine. People actually came out to turn up.
Yeah.
So it's fine. It's okay. But though I didn't do anything. I was at home. I seated at home. I was just watching it from the TV, the radio stuff was going. I don't want someone to break my head.
Okay, so that's why you are staying away.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know how we say that politics doesn't have to be, you don't have to stand, you can be on the sidelines. There are so many ways, which is why I described that. Yeah. At least on your WhatsApp status, if you can convince a couple of people that, this is fake news, this is not fake news. So that's you taking part in politics, but doing it in a way that is free from all the... Yes.
But sometimes you won't know the real news and the fake one. Sometimes you might post this is real and you post this is not the real news.
So that's why I don't post.
That is why I don't post. I abstain from posting. Beautiful. Because by the time you post, you realize that what you posted was fake. It's wrong. So, and you see people attacking you. You now look like someone. You look like an illiterate.
Exactly.
So that's why I don't post.
Exactly. So I think we should not also be too quick to post.
Yes.
And so people see something happening. Look at 2015. There's a picture that was going around on the internet where there was an accident and the little girl was crying and carrying on. It was a painting. But guess what the people that were passing were doing? They brought out their phones to take pictures. So that's the kind of it's not just in Nigeria, it's all over the world. That's the generation we're breeding now. The first thing should be first aid.
Exactly.
So first aid. You see someone bleeding, instinct says, how do I help? Don't bring out the cameras. That's so
I don't even know how, like, you are seeing someone need how will your senses go like, my camera, I can't even,
because that's the generation we are in now. Everything is newsworthy. The HOD was saying the other day that everybody's a journalist now. Everybody's something eyewitness report, right? CNN started a couple of years ago, the eyewitness report, or people have turned that to proper journalism. But the thing is, you need the right skills, you need the right knowledge, and we all need mentors, which is why a lot of people don't take it.
But then some people they are actually earning money from this.
That's the sad thing, because
they're actually
news is
good news.
The more you post the news, the more you earn your money. So that's
it reminds me of a movie. I don't know if you've seen it, The Nightcrawler. That's exactly what this guy did. He's not a journalist. In fact, I think he's mentally unstable, but he was going around. He just noticed that when there's an accident, there's a TV crew that they'll quickly come there. The paparazzi, they'll come and cover the events. So he said, me too, I can become paparazzi now. So he went and bought a camera, and he made sure that when the next accident, he now bought a police scanner. You know, it's abroad now. They can easily, you can get stuff. And as soon as the accident happened, he took the pictures. You know what he did? He saw the person bleeding on the floor. He went to meet the person, turned him very well to show the person where he was. Can you imagine? He took it to a TV station and said that this is first hand though. And the TV station, because they were looking for views. So where you are going, that someone is paying good money for it because you give them more views. And it's nighttime TV. Anybody to first announce breaking news, and he sold it to them. So, but her MD, as I said, your conscience should tell you that this is not journalism. Exactly. She did not mind until the day the guy came for them at the city and said, you know what, you pay me $500. I want $2,500, and if you don't pay, I will reveal to the world. You know, so it's a very tricky situation.
You have to cover it up.
You have to cover, you know, and then you start doing things. He killed people and now recorded it and sent it.
Wow.
So yeah, some guys look.
Oh my God.
So you have not escaped yet. You know, we just digress small. So just tell me, what do you think of the tempo? Because a lot of some of us have seen Arise News. I don't know, are you inspired to join journalism from the way people cover the elections? Is it something did you like the coverage? I saw a lot of radio TV stations, and this is what I actually want to focus on this afternoon. Do you think that the coverage of this year's elections, did it inspire you to want to do journalism, or did it inspire you to say, I beg, I don't like the way maybe some people are partisan? Because there's been a lot of reasons about one particular TV station, they say they are partisan. So, but what about you? We're all young ladies here, and we've been talking about how we want women participation. This is how women can also participate. Did it inspire you to want to join journalism? I know you're already a journalist, but is this something you want to take on as a full-time career?
You're asking.
See her now. She's looking there.
I'm thinking about it.
What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about it because if I say I'll put myself out there to cover something like that, definitely I'm just thinking about the temptation that will come.
Like which temptation?
Because
brown envelope.
Someone can approach me and give me brown envelope.
No. That is one of the policy on the line. The rules are regular. It's part of mass comm.
But
it's part of journalism.
I don't like
you don't call
putting
it bribe,
myself.
You call it brown envelope. So it's normal thing. So you can't take it out.
I don't like putting myself in a situation where I'll be faced with brown envelope and my conscience.
Your integrity.
My integrity. I would like to choose my integrity as much as the brown envelope would be very tempting. I'm human, so I don't know if it will end up.
Okay,
so I just don't like putting myself in that kind of situation.
So a lot has happened in the past election, and we have taken this small part to look at the role of journalists in this past election. Some people say there was fair coverage. Some people say that no, the coverage was partisan. What do you think? 0818 22 206 or 0818 22 205. You know why I'm happy today? I really wish I could get a senior colleague, which I'm going to call her later on. Yeah, no, we're even going to speak with Joy Asionye. She's a senior colleague. So we'll be calling her at about 1 p.m. when we come back from our commercial break. I really want to hear it because I thought maybe it would, but you were very particular about this brown envelope. I did not even know that younger journalists knew about brown envelope.
I know you'll be taught in school now. In school, it's part of your training.
Yes,
they will tell you. They will even tell you what is brown envelope. You define it. You have to explain in school. It's because part of journalism.
It's in the, like she said, it's in the policy.
It's in the policy.
You're not supposed to collect brown envelope. But then there's always an argument of journalists are not paid enough. So the temptation to collect brown envelope is always higher.
It's on the high
because
side.
They're like, okay, you guys are not paying us well. The job is quite demanding. But then we're finding other sources of income and you're telling us not to collect it. So what do you want us to do?
Apart from paying or not paying you well in the studio, you see, the issue of brown envelope, whether they paid you well or not, you will surely.
Everybody needs more money.
Yes.
Everybody
wants more money.
Apart from wanting more money, it depends on your area of specialization and where you are being assigned to as a journalist or a broadcast. Every area in mass communication that takes brown envelope.
Are you sure about that? Because you are saying it with your full chest.
Like,
wait, I'm coming. Yeah, no, wait. Yes, it's part of it. You take brown envelope, but it's not necessary for you to take it. But it's just like part of the rules and regulation. The line on Mascom. Do you understand? You will be taught.
But
let's assume you
are taught to be objective.
You are taught to be objective, and how many of us are objected to it?
But there are journalists who are objective, because again, you are making it look like
I think
you are. Yes,
I think you're actually mixing being appreciated with.
What is appreciated? That is what.
Sometimes they
there is no word of no. You don't. Yes,
no,
if you want to call it,
give you not because
whether you are
to do something.
I understand you, Mona.
We have to learn that part.
Yes.
Nobody ever gives you anything without.
That's what I want to bring up.
No, some people can just appreciate what you do.
Mona, if anybody is giving you anything for appreciation, it's called brand envelope.
There's nothing like that. See, if
there's nothing like appreciation. You're doing your job.
Okay, Michelle, please. Okay. I really want to hear from you.
Okay, so there's always, like Mona said, sometimes you don't know whether it's appreciation or not. So there's always most people that accept branding, they cover it up with the masking of, oh, this is just an appreciation. But then you can't really collect something in for appreciation in quotes, and then not. Your conscience will not prick you when it's time to report.
What kind of story will you write after
exactly? So what if you went there and then the story you saw was good? What will you report?
And you collected the appreciation
was somewhat huge. Like it won't. And then
now appreciation must not come in form of money. Okay. It can come in terms of gift
of a house.
Yes. It could be gift
of a house.
It could be item. Yes, it could be cars.
There are some people that even if you give them money, but when it comes to them doing the right thing, they will not let that so-called appreciation you gave to them get in the way.
See, which is where I'm going next.
Okay.
Again, this election, there's a popular actress that came out and said, yes.
Is it
Yabojo? Yes. She said she received perks and it had nothing to do with election. It was perks that she received months ago. In fact, she reeled it out. She said, he did not pay my school fees, but my daughter was celebrating her birthday and he gave her some cash sum. He took pictures with her. It does not mean that when it comes to her political opinion, she cannot be independent. She's not a journalist. She's an actress.
Yes.
She's an influencer. So she's still a public figure and she still has the power to influence some people's opinions, but not a journalist who is supposed to be non-partisan.
Exactly.
You understand? There's something called social
even being a social media person.
Yes.
That's why that she collect the money. She's not even the one that collected the money from him. It was her daughter.
Yes.
Look at our opinion, the societal opinion towards her. So she collected bribe.
Exactly.
So that means she has to do what she had to do when the election comes.
Do you understand? He did not say ahead that he appreciated her.
Exactly.
That's what we're saying.
But this one is his own intentions that are not good now. It's not as if
so you think anybody that gives you gifts does not have intention?
But your intention has nothing to do with me. I still decide to do what I want to do.
To vote, and they said they gave us this, and this. We collected their money, but we still voted our conscience. So
I will collect it, but I won't.
Again,
let me give her an example. Wait, let me give her an example. It's just more or less like a guy came to you, approaching you, toasting you. You know, like you don't want him, you cannot date him. You know already within you that you don't have anything to do with him. But when he's coming with flower, cake,
that's one thing. That one I never collect.
So exactly, you never collect because you don't want him to get the wrong idea. So that he doesn't expect anything from you later.
This one is a different. There are different situations.
No, it's the same.
What's the relationship from me?
Calm down. It's about to see you. What are we talking about this afternoon? We're talking about how these elections has inspired young journalists, and then the conversation has steered on to the fact that there's a thing called brown envelope or appreciation. And so they are ruling it out of the conversation this afternoon that it's a different ball game. But we are saying that whether it is appreciation or it is not, do not be partisan as a journalist. So the number to send your message to is 0818 22 22 205. 0818-2222-206. Go on.
Okay, so wait, there as you are now like this, someone just calls you that I want to appreciate what you do. I like your voice. Someone has actually called you to appreciate your voice. But in this case, the person offers, like, just sends you a gift that I just want to appreciate you. So because if you are scared that in future this person may ask you of something, then you reject the gift or what?
You're like that. Hold on a minute. You want to react?
That is different.
Exactly. So you can't compare that
different. It's different. What you just said, she presenting a program, and while I'm at home listening to her, are you getting as an audience?
Yes.
And I heard her voice, and I like, man, I like it. She presents well. She's okay.
That's the appreciation.
I'm coming now. You appreciate her, not even before the job done. The job has already been done. Before you appreciate her, that is different.
The concept of branding
is the
when they tell
appreciation that I'm talking about.
For my press release. And come and cover this story. Then after the press release, they give you something.
That is exactly what
I'm talking about.
I didn't wait. When I spoke of appreciation, I didn't specify. You're the ones that actually shifted the appreciation I'm talking about to suit your own.
All right. So there's a message from Patrick. Patrick, thank you for joining in. He says, "Good afternoon, ladies. Mona, Jumoke, and Michelle. You did not know why now." He said, "This is my expression." So hey, it's shocking. So he says, "Mona, pick the brown envelope. It is appreciation. Jumoke, appreciation can come in a lot. Please don't forget." So that's Patrick's view. What about you? Honestly, I really like more input on this matter because a lot of journalists have been castigated because of something you highlighted. There's something I always say, that there's no life insurance for journalism in Nigeria. People are not that passionate as in to say, I want to go to Sambisa Forest to go and cover the story. Remember when the story broke about the cheaper girls who were kidnapped? Who went to cover the story? Aisha Sese of CNN. She came with UN Commission. She came with all, you know what I mean? Because in war, it is understood that women and children and journalists are immune from, either side shooting. Because you will interview this side, you will hear that part. You will hear. So imagine that kind of person now. You give the person brown envelope. How will they return the story? How will they report the story? They'll say nobody was kidnapped, or they could say it is so and so people that are doing the killing.
That one is bribery. That one is not
appreciation. It's the same thing as appreciation.
No, it's not appreciation. That one is bribery. Because you know very well that this person is giving you this money for you to do this.
But this is called brown envelope.
And that's the concept of brown
so
envelope.
the appreciation is not brown envelope.
Let's change this actually.
So the thing is, we have to highlight all the scenarios because a lot of young people are joining broadcasting now, and I saw their coverage of I saw the difference between an experienced journalist and someone with any waka pass. What do they call them? Basically, now waka pass we will call them. Don't join the thing. So I watched the man and I was so impressed. But a new coming person was very biased. You're taking sides already. You shouldn't take sides. Whether they're giving you something, you should be neutral. Report the facts, which is what we're always trained about. And so, and there's nobody that will tell you take the brown envelope. But then again, you highlighted a very strong point, and it's something we, Mr. Stanley has often highlighted that when people set up media houses, how many media houses are owned by media people? It is usually someone with big bucks.
Yes.
That will gather journalists together with experience and say, okay, I want to set up this place. And this is help me out. Then what is it? Before they even get the people there, they go and buy equipment. They will not think of content. They will not think of integrity. So they're very
professionalism.
So that is where this brown envelope comes in. Then I can name a couple of what they call it media houses that I follow. There's this print, not the Nation, the cable newspaper. If you go to their page on Instagram, online, the first thing you see is what is real, what is fake, and they do it every day. So all the stories that you put out there, they'll tell you, okay, this did not happen, this happened, this did not, so I like that. So those kind of people now, they already have sponsors, so they can pay their journalists. They can pay them to cover any story. So like you said, if you pay journalists you will not have this. You will not have this.
I don't think human greed will allow. If no matter what you are paid, so human beings always want more.
No, journalists.
That's what I say. It depends on where you're being assigned to. It depends your area. It depends on the people, the complaint, as in the media house that you are dealing with as well. it matters. The media house, it
what's
matters.
this high house style?
Yes, the house
And
style.
they used to collecting at the top level. They collect brown envelopes.
Once you work towards their house style, as a broadcaster or presenter or producer, if you are not working on their line, that means you
even fit in. So you know, I don't know if it was we've talked about it a while back that media houses. My line of thoughts just evaporated like that, poof, before my eyes. What I was trying to say was I wanted to give another example to help in this conversation that broadcasting is not a glamorous job. Why? You know, a few years ago, what we used to hear on-air personality.
Yeah.
And it was a big deal in Nigeria.
Yes.
But there are very few on-air personalities in Nigeria now that have something and they balance the two. And I think I've used the example of Frank Edoho before. How Frank started from being on radio to being the host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And how Frank inspired us to want to do it. It's the same thing now. I've entered a new generation of broadcasters. And the ones that are entering is what you just gave, that because of our personal greed, in those days, people went to journalism because of passion, not for the money. Journalism will not make you money in the world. It's the truth.
Yes,
you will not have on a journalist salary. You will not buy expensive cars.
It can only just pave way for you to
meet. It is a network. It provides for you. So it's the same. So now it comes back to you that the house style is to give you connections.
Yes.
Will people listen to that media house? Why are they listening to them? Oh, do they always tell the story? Do they create interesting content? Do they do inspiring content? But people always listen to a media house for something. In fact, some people watch one channel for something. They watch another channel for something. So everybody has their own house style. So the idea is when you encourage upcoming broadcasters is to teach them the basics of the game. Don't teach them the bad ones or the bad things, so to say, so that they can. I don't even know how did we end up in this place.
Honestly, I'm even thinking how did we get here?
But I like that we're talking about it. Yeah. So, but is this? So to ask the first question, did these elections did it inspire you as a journalist? Did it inspire you to? You're nodding your head, so I won't talk again. No, but seriously, how did you feel when you were watching the reports? I really want to get what happened this past Saturday till now.
I couldn't even watch it because I didn't. My light spoiled.
Nigeria.
So it was just social media that I could get some
What about you,
information.
Michelle? I'm really curious because you belong to Gen Alpha.
Oh my God.
Yes, you are Gen Z. We are millennials.
Okay.
You know, who are millennials. I really want do you think it's and then I'm asking you again because some people believe journalism is dying. Not many people are taking on the career again. What we have it's not. You explain why. I was looking for you on World Radio Day. You were not around World Radio Day. Was she around? She wasn't. You will answer that, but Michelle.
Okay. So personally, there are a few broadcast channels. I don't want to call names, but there's I think just one actually that I feel like they are very objective and they are very professional. Yeah. So anytime I watch that particular channel, yes, I'm always inspired because I like how fearless and and I feel like Nigeria needs more of that. Because look at it, we're complaining about different organizations. We feel like they are not being objective. They are taking sides when they're supposed to be neutral. And that's not what we need.
That's not what you were trained for. Because I know was it you that chose mass comm as a course?
Yes, I chose it. It has always been something I wanted to do.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad was even telling me, you're smart enough to do law. Why don't you consider law? I was like, no, this is what I want to do. So, like I was saying, I feel like Nigeria, we need more of that. We need objective people. We need people with integrity in every aspect in politics, in the economic factor, in every area. Do you understand? Because it's things like this that would actually take our country forward. But then if everybody is just thinking about their own selfish interest and all of that, who is going to fix the country? Everybody is saying these politicians are bad, but if me I'm there, me too, I'll eat money. So I don't like the
mindset of people.
Yes, it is possible for you to build your integrity. It's not going to be easy, but then first of all, not it in your mind that it is possible. It is possible that if I'm offered 300 million, even if I'm starving, yes, I know it will be hard, but let's look at the bigger picture. So if it's something that wherever the wind blows. For now, I'm still strategizing. I'm still looking at. But if I'm to go into that direction, yes, I would take it with open arms, hoping to, be an example to the younger generation.
I don't think I can add any other thing, but to say that I'm really proud to hear young people, because this is not the mentality of young people. They are focusing on human hair and TikTok.
Money.
Money. No, is it
Money. That is it.
See,
money.
I like
money.
You are content. And it's only someone that is content that can talk like this.
That is it.
And so, please keep it up, because you will inspire many more people to sound. Honestly, it's encouraging. I actually am happy because when you're an older person says what you said now, they'll say, old people, what do they know, right? They try to stop my
times have changed.
Hey, mother.
No.
No, you are right on the mark. Honestly, you actually hit the nail on the head. So, but I want to go to you. What was it we talked about? World Radio Day. Honestly, I said journalism is dying. So, but what she said makes a lot of sense. So, if we have few, even if it's they call you the lone voice in the desert, like John the Baptist, right?
Exactly.
If you have, if it's just your one voice, the people who will resonate with you will resonate with you.
Yes.
So, what was radio? It was just you and I in the studio, right? We're talking about how radio is dead. That's what people say. That in fact, we played a song. Video killed the radio star. Yeah, it was a song in the 70s. They said that once television come, like the radio don't die, nobody's going to listen to the radio again. So, but we were able to prove that when you are driving, you don't watch social media. You will listen to the radio. And if you go to all the rural areas, back in those days, it's just with transistor radio. But they have digital radios now, and people we have something called what they call Radio Garden. Is it Radio Garden?
Yes, Radio Garden.
So, but what do you think? You were very certain that radio is not dead, and radio is not dying anytime soon.
It's not dead because number one, radio is actually meant for an as in group of elderly ones.
Really, but young people should listen.
Yes, they listen. But you see, the elderly people, they listen more to radio than we the young ones.
So when you say elderly, which people do you classify as elderly?
Elderly, like maybe 50 upward, 45, 50 upward. Though we the young ones too, we like
music channels.
Yes, we like music channels. And aside from that, we listen, but not like them. Unlike them, maybe if they are washing plates, you can see them with their radio beside them in the kitchen. They listen. But we don't have that time. What we have the time of is social media.
From what you are saying, that means in some years to come,
we'll be the old people washing plates.
Radio actually be, because since you don't have the interest now, that means
I feel like as long as cars exist, radios will always
exist. And the sweetest thing about radio is that it's free. You don't even need, except you want to use Radio Garden. Yes. You don't even need data. You don't need to buy subscription.
You don't need anything. You don't need to be well designed or well makeup before you can appear on radio.
Radio has moved with the times. There's radio on your mobile phones right now. So,
and even the fact now that you can even live stream, live stream and watch your presenters, because you'll be curious. When I was younger, I'll be curious. I'll say, I wish I could see this person's face.
Who is Jamie or
But now,
and social media was not the way it is, and now you can actually Google some of them and see them. But then we will just imagine.
Growing up, they used to say that anybody that has fine voice will not have fine face.
Yes. we actually had one popular radio presenter then in Benue State. Funny enough, her name is my sister's name. So my sister's name is Joy Akosu. Her name too is Joy Akosu. So if people see my sister, they'll be like, "Are you the Joy Akosu on radio?" She will say, "No, it's not me." So we didn't even know what she looked like. We just knew her name, heard her voice.
Oh my gosh. All right. So I'm so happy that we're having this conversation today, because it was something I kept on thinking, and I think maybe, I don't know if you all saw that tweet. The guy said, I do not believe that me, Gen Z, have been switching from one channel to the other. You understand? So, these are some of the good things that I would like to come out of this election debate. That when we argue, let us argue with facts. Let us tell people what the right things are. True. And I hope that it will, encourage more people to actually go out and do this. Journalism is even beautiful now. There are so many ways, So please, do not let our profession. Okay, so we're just right on the mark. It's time to go on a commercial break. When we come back, I did promise that we're going to have our guest on today. And so, yes, it will be lovely to hear from her. She's been in this game for Itafte, right? So we'll hear from Joy right after this break.
We always exist.
And the sweetest thing about radio is that it's free. You don't even need, except you want to use Radio Garden. You don't even need.
On our favorite radio station. Talk to us on 93.7 Citizen FM.
This is 93.7 Citizen.
Every day I get swept over by pride as the sun rises and sets, bathing in golden glow, this land of our inheritance, a land of man.
This call to prayer is sponsored by the Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs.
93.7 Citizen FM, the latest radio station based in Nigeria's capital. Our station seeks to broadcast a broad mix of culture and views with priority given to development programming to enable residents share ideas and opinions, music and drama. At Citizen FM, we believe in progressive talk and solution-driven conversation. Our aim is to build a united Nigeria by bringing people of diverse culture together through communication. Enjoy listening to 93.7 Citizen FM. We are more than just a radio station. We are a part of it.
We teach girls shame. Close your legs, cover yourself. We make them feel as though by being born female, they're already guilty of something.
So I think right now we have the chance to be heard, and that's why we're doing it. We're all doing it because we're asking to try and elicit change.
No woman should sit down and allow a man to speak about her reproductive rights.
But it is about opening spaces for other women and not to be seen as token, and that because I'm a woman, I'm only speaking about women at the table. No, I'm speaking about side of the table that is empty and that women have to be there. So I
want us to leave this world better than we found it. And how I choose to affect change is by speaking up, by being the first and by being the dominant.
Over 4 billion of the world's population are girls and women, also faced with challenges that affect our world and contributing solutions to them. Let's have conversations and get some answers to them through their eyes and voices. Tune in to Perspectives, where we discuss important issues ranging from climate change, politics, health, the economy, and lifestyle on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. Weekdays from midday. Perspectives. Conversations that matter.
Hey! Everybody just sit down. Blaze it up. Stand up. Everybody now. Everybody now. Everybody now. Why you say very bad shot, nigga? Well, I'm a very bad shot.
We're live. We're back in the studios. We had to go on a quick commercial break. Thanks for staying with us. We have about 6 minutes till 1 p.m. when we bring you news at the top of the hour. You're listening to Perspectives here on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja, and we've been chatting with these awesome, amazing ladies. See, if you don't try somebody by, you don't know what is inside of them, and they just keep surprising me every day. See, Muna, I know her barriers and her boundaries. Jumoke is just like an onion. You keep peeling, and there's something in something. Michelle, my goodness, she will do great things because I'm inspired, I'm impressed, and I can tell that you listening at home, you have plenty of things to say about Michelle. Mish. Who's blushing? So we got a message while we're on the break. It says, I think if a journalist has video evidence of a crime committed by a big man with big pockets and uses it to get money from the man, that is extortion. Yes, when a journalist is trying to show the world a situation about maltreatment of people by some others, and the people told the journalist they will give him 3 million to change the report, that is bribing. When a group of businessmen invite a journalist to cover their event, and at the end of that event, they give him all the journalist token in brown envelope, that is appreciation. My thoughts, though, this is Patrick from New
Hey, that's what I meant by
what
the
do you
appreciation. No, I gave you an example of her voice. Now, that was what I was saying. I was not saying that before you do work, they bribe you. That one is bribery.
Okay.
We all know that's bribery.
So, but I like the different scenario.
That's why I like Patrick.
Patrick, yeah, correct. There's oil on your head.
Yes.
All right. So what we're saying while we're on the break, Michelle, do you want to elaborate on that? Go on. You have the floor.
Okay. So we're talking about objectivity being based on who owns a particular
media house.
Yes, and that's something that. There's something in the media that we call opinion leaders theories as part of the theories in mass communication. So opinion leader theory, just simply says that people follow certain opinion leaders, and part of the opinion leaders in society, we have celebrities, we have politicians, exactly, and then we have the media. Yeah. So the media is one of the major opinion leaders because
they call us the fourth realm of the state.
The fourth estate of the realm, yes, because if a media wants to communicate an information to you, the way they will present it to you determines how you interpret that message.
True.
So it depends on how they want you to interpret the message. So even the founding fathers of the media, that was what they used to push for nationalism. The likes of Nnamdi Azikiwe, where you have Zik Times. That was when they wanted to fully enter into politics after the colonial masters left and everything. They wanted to enter into Nigerian politics. So they used their media organizations to influence their what they call it. Their mandates and everything, their political aspirations.
I hear mandates in a different light now because of there's a particular person singing on your mandates will stand. So whenever I hear it now, I hear mandates in a different light. No, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
So, but before you said this, what we're talking about was the fact that, come to think of it, how many politicians of repute that in Nigeria now that don't have either a newspaper or a radio station?
Exactly.
So, but yeah, when you put it like this, we understand.
It kind of takes away the objectivity of the media. Because now the media houses, they want to promote their founding father.
Absolutely.
So obviously, if a news comes against that person, they will either look for a way to, so the objectivity in the media world is losing its authenticity because of the people that are owning media houses. You barely see, like, if we had more neutral people just saying, okay, you know what, I want to report news, I want to do. It will now bring back the originality of the Nigerian media. My thoughts.
We did not start out to talk about the media and the challenges in Nigeria, but that's where we've ended up because, this elections really opened so many things with too much fake news out there. And I'm not saying this to support one candidate or not. My own is to preserve the integrity of the broadcasting business in Nigeria. That, look, you cannot be there, someone is sharing fake news and you don't call them out, you don't do something about it. The only way to do that really is to release what the true story, what the true situation is. So it's at that time we have to go to take the news on the hour. When we come back, we'll finalize on this matter. Muna, what did you say? I heard you whispered. We have to take that break right now. There's this particular song that I like. I haven't been able to lay my hands on it, but I was hoping to. Yes, I found it. We're talking about appreciation, Abi. Mona, I have a song for you on appreciation. I'm not joking.
I think Mona like appreciation. She likes someone being appreciating her.
I like appreciation in general, not to me. In general,
okay, let me appreciate you with this one. We'll come, you will tell me about it. Let me appreciate you with this one.
Appreciation. Mo dúpẹ́ oníbùwọ̀rẹ́ bàbá gbọ́pẹ́ mi.
Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream. Citizen FM. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream. Citizen FM.
This is 93.7 Citizen FM, Abuja. Time for news on the hour.
It's 1 p.m. Good afternoon. Thanks for staying with us here on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. Here's the news on the hour. The Oni of Ife Obadiye Ogunwusi III has urged President-elect Bola Tinubu to assemble a team made up of intellectuals and professionals to come up with an economic recovery blueprint for Nigeria. Director Media and Public Affairs in the Palace in Ile-Ife, Otumba Moses Olafare, revealed that the Oni made the call in a congratulatory message to President-elect Bola Tinubu. The statement read, "You must immediately assemble a transition team of cerebral men and women to to come up with an economic recovery blueprint upon your inauguration on May 29th and move into action in a way that will further assure Nigerians of the renewed hope. He added that as a tested and trusted cerebral team leader, you must, in a couple of days, present your transition team of cerebral men and women. This royal father described Tinubu as a man of destiny, a game changer, and a progressive workaholic who does not only merit the victory. The United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, Volker Turk, called on all nations to work harder towards abolishing the death penalty, an ongoing practice in 79 countries. Turk made this call at a panel session on human violations at the ongoing United Nations Human Rights Council's 52nd regular session in Geneva. 2023 marks 75 years since the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It also marks 30 years since the adoption of Vienna Declaration, two milestone documents that continue to guide the work of the Council. Turk said this ultimately about the United Nations Charter promise of the highest standards of protection of all human beings in the spirit of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which marks its 75th anniversary this year. And that's the Citizen FM News on the hour. Thanks for staying with us. It's now back on Perspectives. Good afternoon.
Appreciation. Mo dúpẹ́ oníbù ọ̀rẹ́ bàbá gbọ́ pẹ́ mi. Èmi yóò gbé ọ̀gá Olúwa. Appreciation. Mo dúpẹ́ oníbù ọ̀rẹ́ bàbá gbọ́ pẹ́ mi. Appreciation. Mo dúpẹ́ oníbù ọ̀rẹ́ bàbá gbọ́ pẹ́ mi.
All righty, welcome back and thanks for staying with us. We're wrapping up the show now. There were like two side gists that we're going to talk about, after this broadcast. I think we've exhausted this topic. Thank you so much, ladies. You actually made it really, 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 really exciting, informative, and, which are the basic 3 E's, right? So, two things. I know that the opposition, Mr. Peter Obi, is going to give a speech later on, which we're going to broadcast here. I just had to quickly say that information. We're going to broadcast his press statement later on here on Citizen FM. We'll connect, to have that information so that everybody can hear straight from him. It's not that song, say them. And then also, I know that the Lagos State government released the autopsy result of the young lady, Deborah. Is it Deborah? Brittany. Okay, yeah, Brittany Adifar. I can't remember her last. Adeniro. Yes. So, but I really wanted to talk about that because I know in the run up to the days going, I say in the run up to the elections, a lot of things overshadowed that particular talk, and I know there was they suspended the school, and of course that was the only thing we heard until the parents came out through their lawyer to say, okay, they're going to carry out an autopsy, and I hear the autopsy has been done now. What did you hear about the autopsy?
Okay, so according to the autopsy, that she was electrocuted.
So it's been proven.
Yes.
So, but I remember the school said there was nothing like that at the time. That
according to them, that she was sick, that she was sickly. That was their own
excuse.
But some students were saying that it was electricity. But the autopsy has confirmed that it was electricity. And if you ask me, I will say that school should be shut down, because for you to even lie about it,
thank you.
Why were you covering it up?
Why
did you just investigate and say it was inconclusive?
If it was truly an accident, you shouldn't even be scared of saying
prosecution.
This is what happened.
They were scared because they would have blamed them for negligence,
which is what they were actually.
Definitely,
which is what they were actually. And then I think because the school had gotten a lot of bad press. lately, and so it was negligence they were afraid of, but again, it still came out. They still come out looking
now
bad.
It's even worse.
Yeah, now it's worse.
What even annoyed me most? What annoyed me most when I heard the news was the fact that the woman was looking for her daughter, and none of the staff, the school staff, could stood up and at least talk to the woman.
According to her, that when she came, she even greeted some of them.
They didn't even say anything to her.
Properly.
They didn't tell her that it was her child.
In fact, when she was going, she met one of the teachers on her way. And the teacher just told her, he just greeted her. Nothing. They just put her in car. They just drove with the driver. It was even one of the students that she met at the back where she went to look for her daughter. That one of the boy now said, there's a girl that they just rushed down to the hospital with vehicle, with their school bus. The woman was now asking, what's the person's name? He said he does not know, but my own daughter's name is Britry. The boy now said, yes, the person that they are calling Britry. So
Victory or Brittany?
I don't even know if it is Victory or
Brittany.
Or Victory.
My tongue.
Which one? Brittany. Okay.
Yeah.
So it got me upset.
It's really sad.
And what even annoyed me, another thing that annoyed me. Okay, fine. Let's assume it is even electric shock, and you guys are trying to rush her to the hospital to save her. But when the woman asked of her daughter, you directed her somewhere else, Agege Center Hospital. Whereas there is nothing of such.
Yeah, she went there and was still confused.
She was there. She had to open her Google map, looking for Agege Center Hospital, asking people. She even has to ask the driver, this school box driver. That one too said he does not know anywhere called Agege Center. So why would you prescribe? Why would you direct her to somewhere that is unknown?
Why are they lying? Like, what's the point? They now made it look like
there's no even hospital around there.
Is it not the stadium the way they went to?
Yes.
In Surulere. Yes, now. Agege Stadium. It's Agege Stadium. So
the fact that they even made it look like she was the one that is negligent not to know that her child
was ill before she came to school that day.
That making that kind of thing, you start wondering that wait, am I
a careless mother?
Yes,
if I'm the family, I will suit that school.
No, they should.
So
because they should shut it down because
this will serve as an example to other schools.
Annually, kids are dying. Why?
That was what happened. That other boy that died. I think there's a boy that died last
that was
year.
bullied. The boy that was bullied.
That got that.
The school said it was not.
It needs to be shut down.
I agree.
It needs to be shut down. Such things are happening in that school and nothing is happening to them. They are going to
I don't even know how, because they were saying
the boy had an autopsy. They ended up being
substance.
They said it was poisoned or something.
So who gave the boy poison?
By who?
Who poisoned him?
God, I beg.
So I don't even think it's I think there's something
in that school.
There's something that they are doing, because you can't. If truly it was negligence, you come out. You won't be hiding it that no, she was sick. This for you to lie about it. That's where you won't shoot yourself on the leg. That's where people become suspicious.
I think they did not think also that the parents would take it up like that. They thought so. I think someone even has to probe that school to ask how many people have been casualties in that school, because they didn't want bad publicity at all, and they thought the woman would just take it on.
They tried to put it under the carpet.
Do you understand? And so, but it didn't happen like that. It's a living human being.
Social media.
It's a human being.
Even when the school, according to the woman, that the school they came to her house, they knelt down and was begging her. She was saying she doesn't want to butcher her child. Let her just tell her.
She has lost a
child.
child.
Let her just tell her the truth. What happened? She doesn't want to go through the whole
trauma.
When she knew that they will have to butcher her child to check the autopsy.
You keep talking.
She was saying, but it's butcher now.
It's not butchering. It's another.
But they'll have to, the process. She was
been to another abattoir before. Because they are talking of butchering. It's different now.
I know it's different, but I'm using her words. That's because that's the words the woman used.
An autopsy now, you have to open the person up, and you have to cut them open.
And she pleaded with them.
She girl of 12 years.
Yes.
Which was what I think someone had initially mentioned it, that the girl had a cardiac arrest, and then we kept saying that in a 12-year-old.
It was the doctor. They took her to their school hospital. Yeah. It was the doctors there that
said cardiac arrest.
Not sure, but it's like cardiac arrest.
In a 12-year-old,
12 years old, cardiac arrest.
Even if that were possible, at least you have history of health issues to even resort to that.
Exactly. Just sad. A whole human being has just passed on like that because again negligence. Because that is actually in the court of law. That is what the court will rule.
Yeah.
The school did not make precaution for emergency services. They did not make provision for. So the pop
they didn't
stand
have first aid around,
at
and it
all.
was inter-house sports. That was the one I did.
You know, in the Nigerian, the first aid in Nigerian inter-house sport is glucose.
Yes.
It's glucose.
It's always glucose.
I don't know about paracetamol, but it's glucose. And water.
Yeah.
It's glucose. They pour water on your head.
Yeah,
so they don't. Nobody
and then they poured water on the girl.
That was
After the
electrocuted.
Yes, because they thought she fainted. So they started pouring her water. So I'm sure all of that just made it worse.
You see, but you see what they say everything in Nigeria will kill you.
They're even supposed to have a medical person on ground if you're having that kind of inter-house sports.
They did not make provision for
they
that.
They should make it something.
But it's a standing rule.
Now,
but it is a standing rule in all
I
schools.
think the government should make it as a law.
Yes, it is.
It is
when you organize
but
any event. So that's the thing.
They should make it mandatory.
Some schools though. The medicals are very low quality.
I just said it's glucose and water.
They should make it mandatory and be supervising them.
So when we have a public event in Nigeria, they will tell you to write letter to road safety. They don't talk about emergency.
Red Cross is there.
They don't talk about Red. It's not all. It's not all organizations that even make provision for Red Cross. But when you want to do a walk, maybe you're doing awareness against breast cancer. You notice that people walk. You see Red Cross. You see road safety because you're taking a long walk and that anybody can get tired and anybody. It's a standard thing. So talk less of a secondary school where you have taken children, underage children, to the stadium.
And they've been doing practice all this while, preparing for the
school medical center.
In
general, I don't even think it's.
They used to call it on dispensary, right? That's what we used to call them. The medical center in school call them dispensary. Or sick bay. That's what we call them. So don't bring your sick bay.
Because back then in school, whatever sickness is wrong with you, it's one drug they'll give you. If you like cry for stomach or cry anything, they'll just give you that one drug. And the way they can be harsh. The school I finished from is a school that is a school that this girl that died, Ochanya, if they were active, they would have known what was wrong with Ochanya.
Ochanya was abused. The girl that was abused.
Yes, she was abused, and if I don't know that medical name, that they now discovered I was wrong with her. So tell me if the school was active, at least they'll even notice some things about the girl before taking her out of the school, before they discover that this is what is wrong with her. So they should. So
you're saying that now schools. So
I'm saying in general
that schools have a lot of responsibility that they're not taking.
Yes.
But we've always talked about this thing that a lot of people are not taking their children to boarding houses these days because they don't live up to the standard of what it used to be before. A lot of schools are for sure. Wasn't it about the same school that they said there was competition? They were bringing laptops or something to school. So that nobody's checking the schools for whatever it is they stand for these days.
Yeah.
Nobody is putting eyes on private schools, especially private schools, because a lot of focus has been on public schools.
Who are private amount of money?
Exactly. So who are private schools accountable to? So these are the checks and balances. Just because you have you can afford to pay expensive school fees, does that mean that you are not answerable to anybody? At first, we used to question the private schools calendar. You notice that when regular schools are going on holiday or they're doing, private schools don't go with that. So I think this puts a spotlight on them that these are one of the things that we should actually look at. On our time is fast spent, but someone is giving me eye like this. But seriously, I'm happy that these parents took up the case.
Yes, they should let it slide.
And they didn't let it slide. I want to hear what the Lagos State government and would decide about Christian schools. You want to say something?
And the fact that the woman even said there were some people were insulting her. Because when the school said a child was sick, it was as if it's her own negligence that people were insulting her.
Which people?
That was even that was what prompted she and her husband home for the autopsy. Initially, they don't have the idea. The idea did not come to their mind. Even when they went to interview the woman, because the man, your view, Mariah and the rest, they invited the man to the studio and the woman. They interviewed them. The man said it does not even occur to him that he has even told them that, okay, no problem, let it go. But when people started insulting the wife, telling the wife that she's lying, she should just say the truth, that the child was sick, that she should just say the truth instead of putting it on their head, that was when the man now record back and like, okay, even if I had to bury this child, what would if, for instance, in future, someone called me and asked me what even killed what happened, what made her die? I once have a child of 12 years that died. What happened? What killed her? You'll not be able to explain. That was why the man requested for
the autopsy. So I just hope may God comfort them, because really there's nothing.
12 years.
It's a painful thing. It's a painful thing. We have this final comment and then we'll wrap up the show. It says the truth of the matter is this: school owners, school teachers need to take the welfare I think he meant to write welfare and wellness of their students in highest consideration always. Parents should not lose their kids just because they want a better future for them. Secondly, the Ministry of Education needs to look into how this school responds to eventuality. A situation where schools lack safety measures to protect the pupils from harm is not acceptable. And as the school is teaching the pupils, the school should take responsibility by having a qualified doctor. Stephanie, he has said it all.
Yes. Drops mic.
So he wants to drop the mic on this week's episode of Perspective. So we've had a great time in the studio. I look forward to an exciting time again next week. JMK, I will come and look for you. Wherever it is you are hiding, I will come and look for you next week. Michelle, you cannot escape it. You cannot escape it.
Do you know that I'm almost done here?
Almost done. You're not done anywhere. Please.
I'll be leaving this place officially.
You are not leaving this country. Are you jackpine? You are not jackpine now.
I'm too much around. So anytime you need me, just call me. I'll be here.
You have said it all. Thank you so much for listening to us today. Make it a date next week Monday on this another exciting episode of Perspectives. It's International Women's Day next week Monday. It's International Women's Day next week Monday. It's International Women's Day next week Wednesday, I beg your pardon. So please, we have to have plans for international. March is International Women's Month. So please, we need to do something. Sorry, I'm looking forward to an exceptional conversation next week Monday. Next week Wednesday. Sorry, it's 8th of March. Let me just mention the date so that I just don't say Monday and it's a different date. It's the 8th of March. So we have started the year already. That is our first day in the year for women. Yes, so that is the table that we bring. International Women's Month. It is this March. So look forward to an exciting conversation. Thank you all so much, ladies.
Thank you.
Have yourself an awesome good afternoon, and thanks for staying with us.
Mona, you never even let them cut the